I'm Samantha. I'm sitting in my little bakery in the south of France, the soft chime of the bell above the door still echoing in my ears. Just a moment ago, I looked up from wiping down the counter, and there he was, Ethan, my ex-husband. Thinner, gaunt, and holding a bundle of dried lavender, the kind I used to love. His voice was cracked as he said, "Samantha, I finally found you." It all started when I was 8 months pregnant. Ethan, a successful CEO, invited me to his company's 15th anniversary celebration. I grew up in a middle-class family. My parents were hard-working and honest people. My father was a mechanic, always strict but fair, and my mother was a schoolteacher, kind, hearted, and gentle. They taught me the values of integrity and self-respect. Despite my heavy belly, I spent the whole afternoon in front of the mirror, trying on dress after dress. I finally chose a navy blue silk maxi dress. It was soft and flowing, enough to hide my large bump and give me a bit of the confidence I was desperately clinging to. I curled my hair slightly, put on some lipstick, and wore the earrings Ethan had given me for our second wedding anniversary. I hoped, just a little, that Ethan would look at me and smile like he used to. The party was held at a luxury hotel in downtown Seattle. As we entered the grand ballroom, the crystal chandeliers sparkled, wine flowed into tall glasses, and laughter filled the air. Ethan wore the gray suit I had picked out for him, his hair slicked back neatly, looking confident. For a brief moment, I thought, maybe tonight will be a new beginning for us. But then, Amelia, Ethan's executive assistant, appeared. She was young, tall, with long blonde waves and a smile that seemed fake. From the moment we stepped in, she clung to Ethan's arm, laughing and talking as if it was their party. She called him Eth, patted his chest lightly, and tilted her head, showing off her sparkling earrings. I stood right next to them, but it felt like I was an outsider. People around us shook Ethan's hand, complimented him, and just glanced at me politely before moving on. Amelia then turned to me with a honey, sweet voice but insincere eyes. "I hope you don't mind me keeping him for so long." I forced a smile and said it was okay, understanding her busy job. She immediately turned back to Ethan, not waiting for my response, and started gushing about new partners from Boston. Ethan just gave a vague smile and listened. I took a step back, feeling the air hard to breathe. I walked towards the windows to find a quiet place. My belly was heavy, not just because of the baby, but also because I felt sidelined in my own relationship. I placed my hand on my stomach, feeling the baby's kicks, a reminder that I wasn't completely alone. But what bothered me most was the way Amelia looked at me, smug, like she had already won. And Ethan, he either didn't notice or didn't care. Later, Amelia came to me with a glass of red wine. She said it was special, imported from Napa Valley, and that one sip wouldn't hurt. I refused, but she kept pushing. She finally forced the glass into my hand, and then accidentally nudged my wrist. The wine spilled all over her ivory silk dress. She started sobbing dramatically and ran out of the room. Everyone in the room stared at me, whispering. I turned to Ethan, hoping he'd defend me, but he just turned away, looking ashamed. I left the party alone. The next morning, I found a video of me dancing in the living room, cradling my pregnant belly, on social media. The comments were full of mockery. I realized Ethan must have leaked it. When I went to our house, I heard him and a colleague laughing about me. They said I was a boring wife and that Amelia was prettier and younger. I took a cab back to my old apartment. I was so hurt, but I knew I had to be strong for my baby. I went to an OB clinic, but Ethan texted me, saying I was overreacting and that Amelia had cried all night. I was stunned. I was the one who had been humiliated and betrayed, yet I was expected to take responsibility for Amelia's emotions. 3 days later, I received an invitation to Ethan's company's year-end party. Part of me wanted to tear it up, but another part wanted to face the truth. I went to the party alone, wearing a long, sleeved black dress. Amelia was there, dressed in a bright red gown, standing next to Ethan. She offered me a toast with wine, and when I refused, she and a senior employee pressured me to perform. The lights went out, the spotlight shone on me, and the music from the leaked video played. I was so angry and scared. When I pushed Amelia away, her wine glass flew and spilled on me. Then, a sharp pain hit my abdomen, and my water broke. I screamed for Ethan to take me to the hospital, but he thought I was faking it and told someone to get me out of there. Nearly 2 hours later, a night janitor found me unconscious in the downstairs restroom and called an ambulance. When I woke up in the hospital, the doctor told me it was too late and I had lost my baby. I left the hospital without a word and took the last night train to a small coastal town. There, I started a new life, renting a room above an old bookstore, changing my bank account name, and cutting off all ties with my old life. Ethan later found out that Amelia had drugged my drink at the party, which led to my early labor. He fired Amelia, but it was too late. His company spiraled into chaos. The recording of Amelia's confession was leaked, investors pulled out, and the media tore him apart. Now here he is, asking for my forgiveness and offering me the remaining ownership of his company. But I know I can't go back. I've learned to live for myself, and I've found peace in this small bakery by the sea. I've chosen to be free, and I won't let anyone take that away from me again.